Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a Philly cheesesteak bubble up casserole. It's really quick, easy, simple, all the things, and it doesn't cost much to make. First thing that you're going to want to do is go ahead and brown your ground beef, your bell pepper, and your onion. I used half of an onion and half of a bell pepper, but you can use the whole thing. Right now I'm trying to drain this and add this back to the pan, which I need to cut off, and I forgot. So we're going to cut that off. We're going to add a can cream of mushroom soup. And then I'm going to add, I want to make sure I get all that off there. Then we're going to add a little bit of milk, about a half can. So take your empty mushroom soup can and do about a half a can's worth of milk. And mix all this together. And no, we're not going to cook this. We're just using the pan, and we're just going to stir it up in this pan. Also, when you cook your vegetables for this, you can cook a little bit of garlic with it. If you don't, you can do what I'm doing and just add you about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of garlic powder. Not a big deal. Okay, just mixing all this mushroom soup, milk, ground beef, garlic powder, bell pepper, onion. We're going to put a little bit of Worcestershire sauce in here. About a teaspoon or so. A little less, depending on taste. So we're going to mix all that up. Also, a Colby Jack cheese. You're going to need to add a cup of it to this mixture and reserve a cup. I'm like taking a look at the recipe, make sure we didn't forget anything. You're going to preheat your oven to 375. I'm sorry, 350. I have to do 375 because this oven is crazy. But that's all fine, well and good. Alright, so our mixture, our meat mixture, we're just going to leave here. Let me move the camera because we've got to start cutting up our biscuits. Alright, so I've got a 9x13 pan here that I've sprayed with cooking spray. I'm going to pop open these biscuits. Oh, Lord, it scares me. Okay. We got the big 8-count Walmart buttermilk biscuits. I didn't get the flaky. You could, I guess, if you wanted to. But for bubble ups, I don't like to use the flaky. So, you're just going to cut these in quarters. And drop them in your pan. Now this is a really easy recipe that you can double, triple, or quadruple. And like I said, with the onion and the bell pepper, you can add more than what I added. But I was like, I'm gonna just go easy on that today. My family loves bubble ups. They're really easy and simple to make, and you can flavor them any way that you can even think of. So we're going to use Kobe Jack cheese for this, but you can use whichever you prefer. Whatever cheese you prefer. So after you get all the biscuits cut up, you're going to pour your meat mixture over the top. And I'm just going to kind of spread it out a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. Let me get all my vegetables out of here. There was some more onions. Okay. Lastly, we're going to put that reserved cup of cheese on top. You're going to bake this for about 35 minutes. 35 to 45 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and cover mine with foil because your cheese will probably get done faster than your biscuits will. I'm just going to use the rest of this cheese. So it'll probably be best to just go ahead and cover and then uncover for the last 10 minutes or so. So that's what I'm going to do. Recipe doesn't state that. It just says if it seems like it's getting brown too quick to tint it. So use your best judgment. As soon as I can get this oven preheated, I'm going to throw this in here and we should be good to go. One last thing. I'm just going to real quick salt it and pepper it. Real quick. You can do it in the mixture. You can do it on top. You can do whatever. Whatever you need to do. Real easy and simple and quick. And I'll be back here in 35 to 45 minutes. Okay, y'all. So this is the finished product. I let it sit for just a few minutes before I carved into it. It did perfectly well. I had to bake it closer to the 45-minute mark. But let it sit before you scoop any of it out for supper, and it should be fine. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make a quick grits casserole because we're going to have breakfast tonight. So you need to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and you're going to make some quick grits according to the package directions. You need to do enough for about 10 people. That should make enough for the casserole itself. And then you can combine the things in this that you need and then put it in your baking dish, and then we'll bake it and then it'll be ready to go. So these are all the grits that we need. I just salt and peppered them. I didn't put any butter in them yet because the recipe already calls for butter. So you need to keep that in mind. And this is very dump and go-ish, so you don't have to do too much. I'm going to be using real bacon bits instead of bacon, so you can do that. That'll help cut out some time for you. So I'm just going to add a couple of handfuls. Or you can cook 8 to 10 slices of bacon and crumble them. So it's about the same thing. And I don't want it too bacony, so just 2 little small handfuls is enough. It's about 2/3 of a cup of bacon bits. You're going to add a half a stick of melted butter and 3 eggs beaten. You're going to mix all this together. And I'm just going to use my whisk, but you can use anything. Just fold it in and mix it. And you're just doing it enough to combine everything. Alright, and the last thing you need to add is some cheddar cheese. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the whole half a cup. Or really a cup. And then we're going to sprinkle a little bit more on top. But in the recipe, you're supposed to reserve 1/3 of a cup for the top. Okay, and you also can substitute crumbled cooked sausage for this instead of bacon. So I've got my 9x13 already sprayed and ready. And we're just going to pour all this in. Scrape all this out. And I did already salt and pepper it a little bit while it was in the pan. I'm going to do just a little bit more. I'm just going to kind of stir that up in there a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit on top. And you're going to bake this at 350 degrees, uncovered, for about 20 to 25 minutes. And keep an eye on it in case it decides to get done too quick or the cheese doesn't get done to your liking. You need to cover it with foil until it's done. I'll see you back here in 25 minutes. Okay, y'all, so this is the finished product. It did perfect. I stirred it up right before I served. It's still piping hot. I'm serving it with a couple fried eggs and a biscuit. We're gonna have breakfast tonight, and we did that a lot for supper, and it's just a great way to change it up a little bit, and it's a great way to feed your family on a budget. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.